so annoying. And there is the 2 litre TDI common rail Caddy, but she doesn't run yet.
Now that's because in the last video we got all of the ancillaries connected on the engine, and then we actually got the engine installed. Believe it or not, somebody who's never done an engine upgrade before managed to get it in. Now for me, this is an outstanding mark in my learning of progress about rebuilding, fixing cars. And I was over the moon, and then the engine slid right in.
And the reason she doesn't run is because she's a little bit poorly. If you've not seen the last couple of episodes, go and check them out, guys. We've blown our 1.6 TDI engine up, and we've put a 2 litre TDI common rail engine back in. So I know we're all waiting, we're anticipating, we want this engine to start. So guys, today we're going to get the wiring done. Now there's 4 plugs left to do, and that is it. We should be able to at least crank or try and start the engine. And I want to get this thing running. So let's get on time lapse. Let's try and get this Caddy started today.
So first things first, when you put a common rail engine into a 1.6 TDI, the engine will pretty much fit in. You've got a couple of mounts to change on the gearbox side if you're putting a 6-speed in, and basically you've got a couple of plugs outstanding that you need to rewire. Now what we're doing here is on the Leon, taking out the MAF sensor first. We're starting with one of the cables. There's a MAF sensor, O2 sensor, and a secondary fuel pump that you've got to get wired into your Caddy from your donor car. So all I'm doing here is just stripping back that wiring loom. I want to get all the wires present so at least I can see them all first. And yes guys, this does get a little bit messy, but don't worry about it, you can tidy that up once you know you've got the van running. So again, just taking all of that tape off, all that wiring loom tape, there's loads of it. I'll have to rebuy some so I can re-put it back together once I know that everything's working fine. Now on these clips, there's a little purple safety clip, and there's a plug that comes out, and then you've got access to the wiring that you can start to do some deep pinning. Fairly straightforward, nice and easy. Let's have a look at it. So if you've never done deep pinning before, you can buy a deep pinning set off eBay, a couple of quid, on Amazon, about 4 or 5 quid. Get some of them, and then you'll find the right pin that fits into the plug, and that allows you to pull the wire out. Now we're going to go through this as well just so you guys can see, but I'm just showing you how easy it is to pull the wires out, pull them back and deepen them. Very straightforward, and as I say, we're just taking that old MAF sensor out now first, because that's the first one I want to get done.
Alright then guys, so I'm hoping you can hear me now. So what I've done is, this MAF sensor on the Caddy wiring loom, this one here was a 3-pin plug. Now the green and red on mine goes into the abyss, so goes into anywhere and everywhere. And these 2 wires now are just depinned from the Caddy wiring loom. I'm going to repin in the new Leon MAF sensor now. And the one that goes into the abyss, this green one, I'm just going to depin from the plug so I can repin that back into the new Leon one, which will match against the one that goes into the back of the car. So yeah, all I'm going to do now is just track that green one. I'm not tracking where it goes. I'm going to pull it this way, and I'm going to depin it from the plug. That's the old MAF out, and then we can get the new MAF back in its place. And there we have it. So that is the new MAF all wired in. So as I said, one wire goes straight back into the abyss, and then you've got these 3 wires. I've got 3 wires. I've got a black, a purple and black, and a green, and you can see them 3 here. So that's the MAF in now. So now we need to get the O2 sensor, and what I'm going to do is get it all wired up in a minute, put some tape and just tape it to the loom. Obviously you want to get started first before we, you know, put it all back together.
So what I'm doing now is just tracing back the old O2 sensor, because you've got your MAF sensor, you've got your O2 sensor, and then you've got your secondary fuel pump that you need to get done. So I'm just tracking back where that O2 sensor went to in the plugs, and then what I'm going to do is depin that out of that plug and put the new O2 sensor in. Now I have made a bit of a spreadsheet that I'm trying to track to make sure it's perfect, and I haven't got any O2 sensor faults as of yet on the dash. So I've also got a pin out, which I will hopefully put everything in the video description below, but I need to get it working first. So we're just finishing off deepening the O2 sensor. You got to take the old wires out. I was writing them down where they went just so I know, but also you've got to write down when you take them out of your Leon or donor car exactly where they go, so you can put them into your new ECU inside the Caddy. So here's my example. I've got a little bit of a spreadsheet, but it may not be perfect, guys, so don't take it as legitimate yet until I put it in the video description. And again, you need to track your own cables back to your own ECU. Fairly straightforward. We'll get this done and we can move on to the secondary fuel pump relay.
So the last one we need to do is this relay and this sensor. Now this plugs into a plug just there for the secondary fuel pump. So it goes down there and plugs in there. So I'm going to extend the wires now to give me a longer earth, and I'm going to feed this one through to the cab, and then we can have a look at the relay section. So at the minute it's been very messy, and I want to talk through what I've done. So the last piece of the wiring, now ignore all of this, I am just getting it working, getting it tested. But in a nutshell, what I've had to do is take the relay from the Leon. Now, until I get this right and started, I will then write all of this in the video description below. But I've took one of these relays for the secondary fuel pump. And again, there's some bodgery wizard. I need to sort all of these out. I've got a Wago still sat here when I'm doing the doors. I'm going to recrimp all these and terminate them properly. But I've got the wiring done there. So I'm happy with the wiring. The ignition goes on. All I need to do now is get the clutch. So let me try and talk you through what I've done. So I got the steering wheel off. I put the Leon barrel in for the key, and I also put the Leon clocks in there as well, because I was going to try and start the van with the Leon clocks, the Leon key and the Leon ECU. It turns out there must be a different style wiring, like the blue plug on the back. It matches, but they must go to different pins. So I thought, look, I'm not going to mess around doing that. So what I have done is put the Caddy clocks back in, but the Caddy barrel just temporarily hanging just here. You can probably see or not see it. Caddy barrel just temporarily hanging there. And then what I need to do now is get the ECU programmed to the clocks and to the key. Now the reason for that is I was going to go down the immo delete route, but from an insurance perspective, it's not the right thing to do. You do not want to get an immobilizer deleted, because on your insurance it will say something about Thatcham immobilizer, default immobilizer alarm, and you guys know that when you do a quote it says standard alarm, Thatcher alarm or something along them lines. If you do immo delete, you're basically removing that, which means technically that your insurance could be void. So for me guys, building a Caddy and building a series, the immo delete is not the right way to do it. So we've got to get ourselves in the car tomorrow morning. We're heading down to Nottingham. There's a guy called Guy, I know it sounds cliche, he's going to code the clocks to the keys for me. He's done it plenty of times, he's renowned on these forums. This is a paid service, so I'm not going to advertise his business, but if you'd like to know who he is, I can let you know in the comments or on Instagram. So he's going to do the clocks and keys. It's a reasonable price. This is their paid service. This is their sort of thing. So yeah, it's not an advertisement, but he's a good guy. He's got the immobilizer off there. So now, when I put the key inside the Caddy, the clocks, the immobilizer has got. So then I tried to start the van with the immobilizer and the clocks all synced up. I thought, I'm going to start the van and I'm going to get the van running. Now I forgot, on this 2011 van, facelift model, you need to put the clutch in to start the van. And I haven't bled the clutch, but if you remember in the last video, I took the pipe from the gearbox that goes into the master cylinder on the back. It turns out that the master cylinder on the Caddy and the Leon are different. So when I took that pipe, all of the fluid was just pouring out of it. So what I mean by that is, the master cylinder, that black thing just down there has this plug on it, and it also has a feed, which is this pipe here for the brake fluid. Now this is what goes to the gearbox. This would not fit on my Caddy one, on that Caddy master cylinder. So I'm going to have to take the clutch pedal and the master cylinder out of the Caddy, or the clutch pedal, and then put it back in with the Leon master cylinder for this pipe to fit in and not leak. And then we should be able to, in theory, bleed the gearbox and do some testing. The battery tray's in there just temporarily. And there's one more wiring thing that I haven't shown you, or I will explain once I get the van started. I'll bring a separate video out just on the wiring so you guys know exactly how to do it. And there's this here, which is a one wire, which is for the fuel pump ignition live, that feeds into the relay in the front. Now I think I've got everything done. What I now want to do, right, so it's probably been around a day, possibly 2 days now, guys, that I cannot get this engine started. So what I've done temporarily is, while I'm waiting for a new master cylinder, because I accidentally snapped that one, I've just put one in there and I've pushed it in as though the clutch is going in, and ignore that, that's just because I don't want any water on my oil cap, so the kids' bowls always come in handy. So what I've done is, let me show you what I've done, because this is harder than I thought. So let me show you what the van does. Now, I don't know what it is yet. Well, I do know what it is. I'll tell you what it is. So I can get an ignition live. I've got some form of clutch to get it in neutral. I'm getting a coil light up here. I'm getting a battery flickering light. I don't know if you can see that very well, but it's flickering. But when I go to crank it, getting absolutely nothing. Now I have got rid of the immobilizer here, and I have got rid of the clutch problem, because that's obviously replicating the clutch. And I've read online that if you get this fuel pump fixed, it should start, but it does say that if you get the fault, it's more than likely not going to turn over, which then brings me on to what I'm seeing inside VCDS. So there's 8 faults found in the engine bay. Engine coolant temperature sensor on radiator, well, that shouldn't be stopping the van from starting, so I don't think that is the case. I've got a MAF sensor, signal too low, so again I need to check to make sure them wires that I put inside the ECU are correct. Double check them. This is the one that I'm seeing, it is the problem. The relay for fuel pump 2, J49, short to ground, intermittent. And I think because I've got this one, this is why I can't start the van. I've then got sensor 1 for exhaust temperature bank. What else we got? Let's have a quick little look. This valve for fuel monitoring metering one, sorry, has come up recently, because I think that's because I tapped into that wire. So I need to take that tap back out and just double check it. Fuel pressure regulator valve. Again, don't know enough about it. Boost pressure, yeah, we're going to have that one obviously, because we've probably got something unplugged. And again, another code for that relay for fuel pump. So, and that's it though, like that is it. And I'll be honest with you, I've spent probably 2 days, maybe longer, trying to find out how to get these working. So it's going to probably come down to a point where either you guys can help. If you can, drop me a message on Instagram. I feel like we're so close to starting this Caddy engine. I just don't know enough about, like, the wiring side of it just throws me. Mechanical like for like, not a problem. Engine's in, she sat there, we're starting up, we're not getting the immobilizer fault. I'm going to fix the clutch today, just in case it's like the pedal and something's not quite right. I'm definitely going to get that done today. I've ordered the part. But yeah, it's that fuel pump, the wiring, I just haven't got it. And I've watched other videos. I watched the likes of DTE because someone said that he's got a video on that. So I had a look at that. And again, he has got a pin out inside his T14 plug, which I haven't got that. So this just shows that different caddies have different things. And again, you've just got to try and find out what it is and how to fix it. So I know it's electrical for the pump. I know fine well as soon as I put a permanent live to the fuel pump, I can hear it straight away. So there's just something not right with my wiring that I need to get sorted. And I've even kept the Leon just for the time being, just in case I need anything more off it. But guys, you can obviously see how close I am, and I've never swapped an engine before. I've never done this. This is taking myself out of a comfort zone. I think if I'd done a 1.6 to a 1.6, I'd have had this started by now, but it seems to be like I'm failing on the last hurdle. We don't have enough people in the northeast who can help out. Again, I don't know many people or anybody who's done this who can help me out, but if you do know it, drop me a comment down below and let me know. I'm going to double check the Leon wiring now. I mean, look at the Leon, she's looking very sorry for herself. So they're the two wires for the pump. So I'm just going to try and trace everything. I've traced back this brown wire, which came from the back of the relay, and it goes into one of the pins on here. It goes into that pin there, which, you know, I've managed to find it. I just can't seem to understand what is happening. And I'm going to literally give myself another couple of days before I call in the expert, because there's an expert, he's from down south somewhere. So yeah, you know, I don't really want to do it, but if I have to, I might have to. But first, let's see if you guys can help me out. Right guys, so I think I've done everything that I can now. Everything that I know so far. If this doesn't start up now, ready? 3, 2, 1. So annoying.
And it's times like these that really get you down. You've tried everything that you know you can do. You've tried following some instructions. You've tried following some wiring diagrams, and you're just getting nothing. I thought I'd come so far getting the engine in, following the pin-out diagrams, and something's not happy. Now it could be the clutch, although I have got the clutch master cylinder plugged in. It could be that, so I'm going to have to change that tonight, get the pedal back in and see where we are from there. But guys, I'm at the end of this. I cannot fix this at the minute by myself. I'm going to need either a miracle or somebody who knows what they're doing. Drop me a message on Instagram if you know how to do it, and let me know, and hopefully I can bring you back some of that positive John builds that you're used to seeing.